Welcome back to Impact Math with Miss Taylor. Alrighty, we have the HESI conversions. Let's practice some conversion problems. Number one, you have a 3-liter bottle of cough syrup. How many milliliters are in the container? So what I suggest, you always start with what you're given, okay? We know that we have 3 liters, okay? So we're gonna do 3 liters. Now, this is something that you have to have memorized. You have to know how many liters are in milliliters. Well, 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. Okay, so it's important that the liter goes on bottom because you want the liters to cancel out. So they end up canceling out here, and then you're left with milliliters, which is what it's asking, how many milliliters. So then we're going to do 3 times 1,000, and you get 3,000 milliliters are contained in the cough syrup bottle. All right, let's do another one. Number 2, how many milliliters are in 1 liter? So this is a multiple choice question. Again, you have to have this memorized, you guys. You have to know 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters, okay? So D would be our answer. How many centimeters in a millimeter? Okay, so we know we're given a millimeter, okay? So we're gonna start with 1 milliliter, okay? And then we want to cancel out milliliters. So milliliters has to go on the bottom because we want them to cancel. And it's asking us how many centimeters. Okay. So there's 1,000 milliliters and there's 100 centimeters. Okay. Centi means 100, milli means 1,000. So we can cancel out these units, and 1 times 100 gives us 100 over 1,000. Well, we can cancel out these zeros. Okay, so 0 over 0, 0 over 0 cancels, and you're left with 1 over 10 centimeters. So A is our answer. Number 4, you have an IV bag that contains 600 milliliters. How many liters is this? So we're going to always start with what's given. We're given 600 milliliters, okay? That's what we're given. So we're going to do 600 milliliters. Now, what it's asking us for is how many liters. So I know my liters has to go on top and my milliliters has to go on bottom because I want them to cancel. Well, 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters, okay? Again, you must have this memorized, okay? They're not going to give it to you on the HESI test. This is something you have to have memorized. So now we're going to do 600 times 1 gives us 600 over, remember these cancel out the units, so we're left with liters, 1,000. And again, we can cancel out our zeros here, and we're left with 6/10. 6/10 liter. Now, if you want to change this to a decimal, okay, remember there's an imaginary decimal here, and since we only have 1 0, we can move it 1 to the left. So as a decimal, it would be 0.6 liters, okay? So decimal form, fraction form. Thank you so much for watching so far, for your support by sharing, liking, and most definitely hitting that subscribe button. All right, let's do one more, you guys. If you want to pause at this time and try the last one, I suggest you do that and see if you get the right answer. Number 5, the order is for 80 milligrams of amoxicillin IM. The vial of the medication is labeled 100 milligrams per milliliter. How many milliliters will you give? All right, so we're going to start with what was given, okay? So what was given? I'm going to start with here. The order was 80 milligrams of amoxicillin. Okay, so we're going to put 80 milligrams. Now, milligrams. Now, we don't know, because it's asking us how many milliliters will we give. Well, that's something we don't know. They only told us 80 milligrams. We don't know how many milliliters that is. We're going to set that equal to, now, they also told us that the medication is labeled 100 milligrams per milliliter. So we're going to put 100 milligrams on top because we chose to put the 80 milligrams on top over 1 milliliter. Okay. And now that we have our matching units on top and our matching units on bottom, and this is a proportion, we can cross multiply. Okay. So we're going to do 100 times x, which is going to be 100x, equal to, and then we're going to do 80 times 1, which is 80. Okay. And then we're going to divide both sides because we want x by itself. So we're going to divide by 100, divide by 100, and we get x equals, remember these cancel out, and we're going to get 8/10 milliliter. Now, if you want this as a decimal, remember you could just move it over 1. There's an imaginary decimal after every whole number, and you can move it over once. So you can write this as 0.8 milliliters. Alrighty, thank you so much for following me and liking and sharing, and I appreciate those beautiful comments. So keep them coming, you guys, and I most definitely will catch you on the next one. Bye.